Welcome to the road to Hana in Maui, Hawaii.
Hello guys, it is about 11 p.m. here tonight, and we are just preparing some food and some snacks to take with us tomorrow because we are going to be driving the road to Hana. We're going to be waking up around 6:30 in the morning to try to leave around 7 a.m., which is about sunrise here in Maui in the wintertime. So stay tuned and I will catch up with you guys early tomorrow morning. Good morning guys. So it is just after 6:30 in the morning, and we are just making some breakfast and gonna grab some coffee that we prepared last night, and we are going to have some breakfast quickly and then head out on the road to Hana. So when we took out the car this morning, we noticed that our air pressure is low and are trying to figure out how to put air pressure in our tires and make sure we have the right amount of air pressure, not too little, not too much, since we could be driving on some bad roads and we don't want to get stuck out there. So we are starting the classic route to the road to Hana. So a lot of people tend to start around Paia and make their way all the way down to the PUA'A trail. Fortunately, we do have 2 days to do the road to Hana. So for this first day, we're actually going to drive about halfway through and make our first stop, Hanawi Falls, and then drive back towards Paia with a handful of stops along the way at different hikes and different waterfalls. I would recommend making sure your gas tank is filled, your air pressure is all good, and you have enough snacks to fuel you guys for the day, because from my understanding, Paia is the last major area where you can get gas and food, minus a couple little fruit stands along the way. So we have a little over an hour drive left to Hanawi Falls, but I will catch you guys in a little bit.
So we've made it to our first stop here on the road to Hana. We're at Hanawi Falls and got a little bit of a hike down. So this was our first stop here at Hanawi Falls, and you can see there are a bunch of waterfalls, and then this one right here is the one where we went swimming. So if you do come here to Hanawi Falls, you can just park right on the side of the road, and it's just a couple minute little hike down a path here, and it will lead you right to the falls. Our next stop is the PUA'A State WAYSIDE. We just came from our first stop at the Hanawi Falls, which was really cool. One other thing I wanted to mention to you guys is that you lose service, phone service, pretty quickly coming out of Paia. So just something to note, make sure you have everything downloaded offline on Google Maps if you want to be able to track and see where you're going. So just a little nice friendly tip. And I will show you guys PUA'A State Wayside in just a few moments. So this is the bottom of the PUA'A State Wayside. There is a little waterfall here, and then right above it there is a bigger waterfall with another swimming hole where people can swim in. So really nice, beautiful jungle atmosphere. So we are just walking back to our car now after visiting the PUA'A State Wayside, and we have about a 10 to 15 minute drive to our next stop, which is going to be WAIKANI Falls. Catch you guys in a little bit. So here at WAIKANI Falls, if you want to get down to the falls, there's a little rope to kind of carabine yourself down. So I think we'll give it a shot. Welcome to WAIKANI Falls! So I am climbing back up WAIKANI Falls, and now it's time to do a little rope swing. Hopefully this can take my weight on the way up. Fingers crossed, right? So we are at our fourth stop here on our first day of the road to Hana. We are at Ching's Pond, and it's just a nice little swimming hole, but it is really, really gorgeous. The color of the water is super blue and clear and very pretty. So we just drove from Ching's Pool to our fifth point here on the road to Hana, which is the WAIKAMOI trails. We chose to do the longer trail, which is only about 1 mile. The shorter trail is about 0.4 miles. One thing I will say about just the road to Hana in general is, of course, so many people are probably wondering if the road to Hana is dangerous and if driving it is safe. And I will say the roads have been in good condition, well paved, but they're really windy and they're very narrow, and sometimes there are just one-lane bridges or one-lane roads, so you have to be really careful. Definitely using your horn a ton to let people know that you're coming so that they can slow down in case they are going a bit above the speed limit. But overall it's been pretty safe, except for one instance which we've had, and I will tell you guys that at the end of this trail, so stay tuned. So we just finished the WAIKAMOI trail, and it was really nice. There wasn't any big viewpoint at the end, but it was a nice walk nonetheless, really relaxing and calm, and didn't see anyone on the trail, which is always a plus. Now, so let me tell you guys about the little incident we had. So we were going down a one-lane bridge
we were in the middle of the one-lane bridge, and someone from the other side decided to continue to go on to what was a one-lane bridge. So as that person came and started trying to drive past us, we stopped, tried to pull over as much as we can, given that it's a one-way bridge and they clearly weren't going to let us go. And unfortunately, their car was much bigger than ours, was huge, and ended up hitting our car, which is a rental car, which was really unfortunate. And then they continued to drive off. Meanwhile, they knew they had hit our car. And unfortunately, we don't have any service here on the road to Hana, so there wasn't really much we could do because there were a bunch of cars around. We couldn't really turn around, and that car was off into the distance. They were driving really fast. So luckily, the scratch isn't too bad, so hopefully the damages aren't too much, if at all. We're going to try to clean it up a little bit when we get home and potentially report it to the rental car agency, so hopefully we don't have to get charged. But just something to be aware of here on the road to Hana. Everyone's, for the most part, has been super friendly, super welcoming, but be careful when you're driving because they are really windy roads and it can be a little bit dangerous. So just be careful. So we are here at Twin Falls, which is our second to last stop for the day on the road to Hana. And we just passed the first waterfall and are walking towards the second, hence Twin Falls. The first waterfall is about a 5-minute walk from the parking area, and the second one is supposed to be a little less crowded and a little nicer, and it's about a 20-minute walk. So still not too bad, plus you have a really nice path to walk on. So in order to get to the second falls at Twin Falls, you actually have to cross a stream. So I'm going barefoot right now so my shoes don't get wet. We have made it here to Twin Falls. This is the second falls of Twin Falls, and again, there is literally no one here. Welcome to Twin Falls. So we are heading out of Twin Falls right now. We have one more stop on the road to Hana for today, which is going to be a beach that hopefully has some turtles on it, which is pretty close to Paia. So this is our last stop today on the road to Hana. We are at KUAU beach and hoping to see some turtles just lying on the beach. Let's take a look. So here at KUAU beach, and they are just lined with turtles. They're just taking a rest. So I'd say our last stop on the road to Hana is a success. Look at all these turtles. There are a bunch of turtles just trying to sleep here at KUAU Beach. Great way to end the day. Alright guys, well that wraps up our road to Hana day, our first day driving the road to Hana. It is almost 8 p.m. now. We stopped by for some food and some dessert on the way home. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did. So stay tuned for part 2 of the road to Hana, where I take you on the rest of the adventures. See you guys soon.